Hey coin collectors, Dan the Collecting Man here. Today I want to try and break down how much gold should you own. What's a bit of a target if you are buying gold or stacking gold to try and hit a bit of a target as a bit of a collection. I'm going to go through a couple of different examples and a couple of different ways that I like to look at gold and what kind of targets I have for my gold collection and why I have those targets. So I think the first one is to own gold when we're going through a bit of a global crisis, just like we might be looking to go through in the next couple of years where there's a bit of a financial recession. Gold is one of those good assets to look into because unlike the stock market where it looks like it's going down pretty quickly, you look at gold and what it's done over the last few years, it's done the quite opposite. And every time there seems to be a bad day in the stock markets, the gold seems to be going up. But it's been going up very consistently over the last 2-3 years. And you can look at that chart and it's just almost a straight line, just constantly going up. And you also always like to copy what the big banks and the big rich people are doing. And they're hoarding gold as well. They're starting to get a lot of gold into their portfolio, especially the banks. And that normally means there's some kind of reset coming from a financial standpoint, which means holding dollars is not as much as a safe investment compared to other assets. So physical assets like gold is definitely something that is more tangible, and it is a quite liquid asset from that respect if you want to then liquidate that money and get the cash out when you need it. So I'm going to go through some examples and what I think is a good rough amount to look at. So roughly at time of filming, the price per ounce for one of these ounces is around 5,400. Now, depending on when you're watching it and looking at the way the price is going up, it's probably up a lot more than that significantly. Even by the time I probably put this video on YouTube, it would have gone up a lot, just given seeing how the price has moved even in the last 4 weeks or couple of weeks, it's gone up $400. So what I like to do is look at what is my monthly expenses if I had to really cut everything down. So take out all the Netflix and all those subscriptions, all those extracurricular activities for the kids, all those takeaways and dinners out and things for holidays, just that extra cost that you wouldn't necessarily do when things are a little bit tough. And then look at that and then go, what is my bare minimum cost? So looking at home loan, bills, so gas, power, rates, insurances, those fundamentals that you need to run, and then food on top of it. So how much do you need to cover all those over a month? So I'm obviously not going to give away my personal situation, but I reckon quite comfortably around $2,700 per month, which is around half an ounce, should well and truly cover me for that. It will definitely cover off the home loan, cover off all the gas rates and electricity and insurances, and should cover off the food as well. So it'll be pretty tight. It certainly will be a very tight living. You're not going to be living off nice bits of salmon and all those kind of bits of meals, but it certainly is a feasible kind of amount to live off. So doing that, and you want to look for a 2-year target. So I think 2 years is the worst case scenario, but that's just a nice way to put it. And I think around 12 ounces is a good amount. So you got an ounce for 2 months. Every ounce would cover you for 2 months. And I think that's a nice way to target that. So you got 2 years of some kind of money to bring in if you needed to in the worst case scenario. And looking at the way gold price is going up so significantly, it could probably potentially stretch you a lot further. So I'd love to know in the comments below if you have that kind of sentiment as well. So even looking at a 1/10 ounce here, you look at this is around $540 right now. You could easily go for food shopping for a good few weeks. Worst case scenario, you could probably even stretch it out for a month's worth of food shopping, taking out all the shaving creams and all the other expenses that you probably wouldn't necessarily do if times were really tough. But you could definitely get by on shopping for that. So having at least 12 of these will get you through a year, and I've got a target of just hit over 10, and I want to get at least 20 of these is my kind of target from a stacking collecting point of view. So 12 ounces is, like I said, a good bare minimum. But then what happens if you want to do it for retirement? So that's a different aspect, and that's what I'm stacking for. I'm more looking at retirement aspect and how much gold do I want to have for retirement, because I don't want to wait until I'm 65 to get my superannuation, and I don't want to take out early retirement. I want to retire a lot earlier than that. So I'm looking at it from a different aspect. That way I can comfortably live off retirement for a lot longer. So 12 ounces probably won't be quite enough for me from that aspect. I'm probably looking at my ultimate target is to get 1 kilo of gold. That's my long-term target. So that's 31 ounces of gold, and that's kind of my vision. At the moment, it's getting very hard at the moment with nearly $5,000 just for one of these, and to have 31 of those, that's a bit of a cost. So we're looking around 170,000 Australian dollars at the moment just to get yourself a kilo, and probably by the time I end up buying that. But I've got a long way to go. So I've obviously got quite a few ounces already, but my target is just to add like 3 to 4 ounces per year, to slowly building it up. It's not a race. It's a marathon. It's about getting there slowly, and I'm also getting pieces that I like to collect on that aspect as well. So I was looking at those kind of concepts. So for me, that's kind of a lifestyle target that I'm aiming for. Obviously, you can add into that your silver, and I've got a bit of platinum in there as well. Platinum, ever since I purchased it, hasn't done anything. It's pretty much stayed level, but I still will buy some more platinum. It's just nice to have as a bit of a different diversification, and I still will buy stocks and other things as well. So I'm not just going to solely rely on gold and putting all my eggs in one basket. I am going to diversify my investment. And obviously this is not financial advice, this is just my opinion, and this is how I'm going about it for me and what works for me. But you need to obviously seek your own financial advice for something that might work for you in your circumstances. But for me at the moment, I think gold is definitely something that looks a bit more safer from that aspect, especially after the last couple of years, seeing how gold has gone as an asset compared to the S&P 500 and a few other assets are definitely well ahead in this asset stream. But at some point, I'm sure it's going to slow down. It can't keep going up like this forever. So it'll be very interesting to know where it hits. My gut feeling is it'll probably hit to 10,000 in the next couple of years at the rate it's going, but who knows what happens and what happens in the world economy. If it does hit that, it means there's been a lot of bad things going on in the world. So necessarily, we don't really want that to happen, but it just shows that it is a good asset. So getting 1 ounces and also getting some bigger sizes is something pretty cool to add to that. So I've got a few 1 ounces, and I'll definitely be getting a few more, getting a few sovereigns, and getting those 1/4 ounce and 1/2 ounce sizes are also good sizes to get. And also making sure you get yourself a good dealer to make sure you get the quality products from them as well. So hopefully you found this informative. Make sure you do give us a thumbs up if you like the information. There's also a link down below for a shout out to buy me a coffee if you want to support the channel and for the work and information that I provide. And as always, thanks so much for watching and joining the coin collecting community. I'll catch you in my next video. Dan.